What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing of a product that I have just ordered and received, and this is my brand new laptop and also my new editing workstation on the go. So this is the Asus Vivobook Pro, and it's in this wooden box, or not wooden box, in this cardboard box, should I say. Don't know why I said wooden box, I'll be honest. And just need to lift this off. Let's open it up and have a look at it and see what I think. So the way I've got my tripod, I can't currently open the box. Great. So I've just dropped the tripod and I've just undone one of the legs on the tripod. Great. So we now have the box open. As you guys can now see, we have the laptop on top. So we're going to take this out here. So one thing I will definitely say right now is this thing weighs like nothing at all, it seems. I'm going to put it down to one side. And what do we have? I assume this stuff was in here. Yeah, it does look like it. So we've got a warranty card or warranty. Yeah, warranty card it says, but it isn't. It's a booklet. So I don't know. We've got user guide in search of incredible, and then we've got premium service anytime, anywhere. Asus mobile app to your smartphone for registering Asus products and stuff like that. Okay, well, honestly, doesn't look like there's much else in the box, so what I'm going to do is just pull out this part. Right, so 150 watt charger, as you can see there, it says 150 watt on it. This is quite a powerful laptop, so it's good that we've got a fairly decent sized power brick. And then we have the other end of the cable, which is just your standard cable. I was wondering whether this laptop was going to be USB Type-C charging, but it isn't. So the standard charger, as you can see there, is just the standard plug, which is fine. I don't mind that. In fact, in some cases, I prefer it because it can cause issues if it is a different one completely. So, or USB Type-C has caused a few issues for some people. Let's try and get this box out of the way of the tripod so I can put the laptop down. So, one thing I will note straight away is the size and weight of this. As you guys can see now, when I put it down, this is how big the laptop is in general. Hands for size, or Google Pixel for size. And compared to my old laptop, which is quite beat up and everything, and this is why I got a new one, you can see it is quite a bit smaller, even though it is a 15.6 inch screen. It just shows you how the technology has come along. How much the technology has come along, to be honest. So, is it something that you can open with one hand? I mean, you kind of can. We've got a lock screen by the look of it. Whether you guys can see that, but yeah. Let's see what's going on. Let's sign in to things. So, as you guys can see there, we've got a home screen and everything like that. I have already opened this up and started to mess around with it and everything like that. So, let's just see how the keyboard is. So, honestly, the typing experience so far, I mean, I'm missing some of my keys because I'm not looking, but overall, it's quite nice. And honestly, like, the keyboard feels really nice. The lighting currently isn't on. I don't know whether that's brightness or keyboard. That's actually brightness up, keyboard light off. So there is different brightness settings on the keyboard and everything like that. If I turn the lights off, you might be able to see it a little bit better. If I turn the key light off as well. Yeah, you can see in the camera now that it's dark, you can see all the actual lighting and everything, which is, again, really, really nice. And actually just using the keyboard, it's tactile, it feels good, it doesn't, like, really bow. in the way that some of the laptops do. Some of the laptops let you push and it's just really, really bold. It doesn't scream quality when that happens, obviously. So what I will say is that my experience so far using the laptop over the last like few hours, basically, I've literally got it, set it up, done all the stuff to just test it out and stuff like that. And honestly, like just going through and doing the different things, opening up different apps and stuff like that. I actually I'm just gonna open the camera app and everything and just see what it's like. So front facing camera, if I now open that, wow, okay. So this is a webcam test of the Asus Vivobook Pro, and honestly, I'm very impressed with how it's actually handling the lighting and everything. This picture here is blown out completely, but we do have an extremely bright light right above us, as you can see. So it's no wonder that it's struggling with that. But for the most part, if I, move the laptop around a little bit, you can see everything. Everything's kind of in detail. The quality on the pictures is actually quite good considering how far away they are from me. I mean, I can't touch the wall, or I can just about touch the wall. There you go. So it is a little bit close, but obviously I'm not using any AI effects or anything in this video. It is just surely down to the actual thing. We can up the brightness, we can lower the brightness. I don't know why you would bother changing that in here, but there's a lot of options for AI to kind of blur the backgrounds out and whatever else. But honestly, the quality of the actual webcam itself, the picture quality, is pretty good. And if you turn the lights out, give it a second to adjust, it's pretty good. There's a little bit of ghosting if I'm moving around quite a lot because of the low light. It's struggling with that tiny little camera. But again, to be honest, I'm quite surprised that that's the case, that it can even handle that, really, considering I have a blackout blind literally there, and I turn the light off, and um, the only thing actually lighting me up is this when I turn that light out. So yeah, it's pretty impressive if you ask me. So I'm very happy with the performance of that so far. I have no idea how the actual microphone is going to sound, but you guys will have heard that now. So overall, using the laptop, typing on it, using the trackpad, which is massive. It's all glass. It's a glass trackpad. You can definitely tell. It's so responsive and so fast to use. I'm actually losing where the cursor is when I'm moving it around like this. So, honestly, I'm really impressed so far. And the specs of this laptop, for you guys that are interested, is it's a Ryzen 6800H, which is an 8-core, 16-thread processor. It's got 16 gig of RAM, and it also has a 3050 Ti, an RTX 3050 Ti built into this. And honestly, I haven't tested any performance or any gaming or anything like that, but I will be putting through its paces very, very soon. So honestly, as a first impressions of my new editing workstation that I'm going to be using, I'm going to be editing this particular video on this, and I'll be recording my thoughts and opinions on it, how long it takes to render it out, all that sort of stuff, once I get Photoshop and everything else loading onto this thing. Honestly, one thing I will be doing, which is a little bit... Oh, has that stopped? So one thing I will be doing, which is a little bit of a disappointment, is that there is no actual expansion ports for the SSD or for the RAM. So the RAM, I got 16 gig. I'm probably going to be set for a while with that. That's not a problem to me. The problem is the 500 gig SSD that came with it, but I knew buying this laptop cheap, with the performance it had, it was worth doing that, and then buying an SSD separately to put in it. It's going to be a 2 terabyte NVMe Gen 4, 7,600 megabytes a second or something like that is the one I'm going to be looking at getting, because it's about £120, something like that. And for this laptop, I only paid, what was it now? $470. And it's basically brand new. It's completely spotless. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this laptop from what I can see. There's no dings in it. There's no issues with the box or anything on it. Apart from me, you know, just getting my fingerprints on parts of it and whatever else, which is just completely normal use case scenario. So honestly, it's like brand new out the box, and I'm very, very impressed for the price I bought it. And for now, again, performance-wise, it says what it should do on the... And performance-wise, it should really perform in the way that I want it to for the jobs that I'm going to be using it for. So I'm going to be using it for Lightroom when I'm out on trips to Coningsby and Riot and whatever else when we're in the hotels or when we're in the caravans or whatever, you know, wherever we go, I'm going to be taking this thing with me if we're out for a couple of days or even if we're out for a weekend or a week or whatever. Whenever we go somewhere that I'm going to be, you know, taking loads of photos and whatever else, I'm going to be going out there with the laptop, taking it with me, and basically using it as a mobile editing station for photos and video. So Premiere Pro, Lightroom, Photoshop, all that jazz, that's what I need it for. So I'm going to be doing some rigorous testing very, very soon, throwing some photos in there, going through my normal workflow, and just seeing how it performs. So later on in the video, I will be going through that and letting you guys know exactly how this performs. So when it comes to performance on the Asus Vivobook Pro, I have been using Premiere Pro, I've been using Lightroom, Photoshop, I've even had Lightroom and Photoshop open at the same time. I've played some games and I've run tests like Cinebench as well on this thing. So first of all, let's get into the Cinebench scores because these are quite impressive. So in comparison to my 3700X, which is at the side of me in my actual computer case and everything like that, it's a proper case, proper system, water cooled, all the lot. It's an AI or liquid cooler, not custom water cooled, but still, it's underwater. The temperatures are really good. That scored 11991, whereas the laptop scored 12,328. So the difference between it is 337 points to the laptop in favor of the laptop. So the laptop is scoring 337 points more in the multi-core score. And then when it comes to the single core score, the 3700X got 1184, whereas the laptop scored 1480. So again, 296 difference in single core performance, and that was with Photoshop running in the background as well. I forgot to close it. So the fact of the matter is that this laptop performs extremely well, and when you compare it to the 6800H, which this laptop has, comparing that to, you know, your desktop computer, or my desktop computer with the 3700X, the fact that it is on par or outpacing it is phenomenal to me. Obviously, in gaming, it's going to be completely different because I've got a 3070 Aorus Master in there, which is a beefy cooler, and it's overclocked by the manufacturer and everything like that. So the performance of the 3070 is really, really good, and for gaming and stuff like that, whereas the 3050 Ti laptop version, yeah, I mean, there's going to be a big difference. So on my system, normally I'm running 144 frames, maxed out at like 200 frames in Black Ops 6, playing 4K on an ultra wide with some of the settings turned down, with DLSS turned up and stuff like that. On the laptop with similar settings, barely scraping 70 FPS in terms of that. So if I turn them down, turn a few of the settings down and modify it all, then I can get up to that 144 Hz where the sweet spot of this screen is, which is fantastic, and it plays really well at that. The laptop does get a little warm, but that's just normal. When I ran Cinebench, I had Hellboy Monitor open and we hit 91C on the package, which is a little toasty, but it's nowhere near throttling or getting to the point where it's going to start underclocking itself or clocking down to try and save itself. It's nowhere near that real power limit or that temperature limit, so it's well within spec. And honestly, the performance out of it is ridiculous as it is. So day to day using it, I've been using it like this with Photoshop and everything open. You can see I've ran Cinebench there. You can see that's open. But honestly, just going through day-to-day usage using Photoshop and Illustrator and stuff like that, this laptop barely gets warm, which is really, really nice. And it gets a little bit loud every now and again where you're starting doing something like denoise or something else and running like a really intensive program, then it does tend to kick the fans in and it can get a little bit loud. But to be completely honest, it's not been that bad. I've sat here without the headphones on, playing music through the speakers, which are also pretty good, to be honest. Let me just get... I need a sample of a video or something. Give me one moment while I do that. Just going to open my browser, go to YouTube, NCS. So we'll just play like literally the first song that comes up. So this is about 60%. And then we'll go up to 100. So one of the things that you can see with that is that the sound quality is actually really, really good. And it gets a little bit vibey and a little bit when you start turning it all the way up to the max, which really you're never going to do. You're either going to have headphones in and connect via Bluetooth or whatever, like I would do, or you would have some sort of you would be in some sort of area where the sound wouldn't need to be that loud, to be honest. So the fact the speakers do get that loud is impressive, and they are good quality. However, if you've got the laptop up in the air, they do not sound anywhere near as good as they do directly on a desk. So yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video looking into my new editing workstation laptop on the go. And if you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button, and I will talk to you guys in the next one.